Who rolling? All right. Barcelona versus Atalanta, 3 o'clock tomorrow, Montjuic. Very, very important game. Very, very entertaining game. I can promise you it's gonna be. There's no way that I'm. There's no way it could be like a 0-1, 0-0, 1-1. Not even a 2-1 game. I feel like it has to be more than that. This game is built for excitement, for a lot of goals, a lot of corners, big moments, counters, everything. This game is gonna have everything. It's gonna be so entertaining. I'm actually very excited for it. Everything has been building up to this. It's gonna be so fun, I think. But we gotta lock in. Barcelona need to go into this game with the same intensity that they left off of on Valencia. Dropping 7 goals on them is one thing. It's crazy. It is a relegation team, so we can't get too excited. But we have to keep that same confidence that was there when we beat that relegation team 7-1. I don't care who you are, no matter what. When Barcelona is playing at their peak level, they are the best team in the world. No team is better than Barcelona when they're at their top level. Every team has had a game or two where they show their top level this season, and no one is not even close to Barcelona and how good they can play. So if Barcelona show up at that level, Atalanta, it cannot stop them. But if Barcelona show up anything below that level, Atalanta have a game to win. They have a game to tie. They're in the game, and this game is going to be fun regardless, but it's going to be harder. It's going to be more, more cheek clenching. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. Like I said, it's going to be a very entertaining game, but I do got match predictions for this game and for the other 17. Yes, 17 other games that are going to be going on at the same exact time as this Barcelona game. Match day 8, all the games are going to be played at the same time. Sorry, all the games are going to be played at the same time. A lot of games, a lot of predictions, and some money to be made. Before we get to the prediction, I want to talk about Barca's lineup and rotation, possible rotation, and some injuries that are going on that will affect this game 100%. A notable injury is my boy Lookman. This guy is out with a knee injury. He's going to miss the game, and he might potentially miss another month. So I know Gasparini's side is going to miss him a lot, but he's not the only threat. We have to not take this lightly at all. Remember, these boys have Di Catalera, and this guy's been a demon this season. And you guys will not believe this stat, but this guy has about 20 plus goal assists this season already. He has 10 in the league, and then another 9 in the UCL, and then probably a few some change in the Italian cups. This guy's balling out this season, and we have to hold him out. We have to make sure Araujo and Kubarsi can lock this guy down, because this guy will be a threat without Lookman being there. This guy's going to take most of the shots. His teams are going to be finding him. Everything. The usage is going to be insane with this guy, so watch out for him. On our side, we are missing Andres Christensen. Again, this guy hurt his I think it was his knee, but he's also out for another week to month, literally. That's the time frame I got, a week to a month. But most likely going to be around a month. He got hurt in training. It just got reported today. So unfortunately, we won't have him on the bench. We can't count on him. He wasn't going to start anyway, but it was nice to have him back there. But now Eric Garcia is the only center back that we have to back up Araujo and Kubarsi. So we got to work with what we got. When it comes to the lineup, there's something I 100,000 million billion want to see, and that's Fermin Lopez start again. You cannot bench a player after he gives you 4 GAs in one game. 2 goals and 2 assists. I don't care if he only took 2 shots, lucky or unlucky. It don't matter. This guy had an amazing game. One of the most 10 out of 10 performances you ever see. One of the best ones you ever see. You can't bench him. You cannot bench him. I know we love Gavi. I know how good Gavi is. Even if Olmo was fit and ready, you have to start for me. You have to start for me. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got to start this guy. This guy's a monster. He had a crazy performance, and if I was Hansi Flick, that'd be the first name on that lineup tomorrow. Aside from Fermin, the only change I can see from the last game is Araujo getting back into the lineup. He was rested for a game, which I didn't completely understand. These guys only played like 2 or 3 full games. Yes, I know that's a lot. I'm talking about rest. No, like it's a lot. So I understand why he got rested, but at the same time, it's a little. I didn't think so, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I think that was the perfect game to rest in, especially after the result. Eric Garcia was phenomenal, but not enough to start over Araujo for sure. Araujo's back in the lineup. I think Kubarsi, that back line is going to stay the exact same as it was last game, except for Araujo coming back in. And one thing I would say is that I don't agree with it, but it looks like Szczesny is going to be our keeper for the rest of the season. I don't dislike it. Remember, I don't dislike it. if it just had to come down to it, I would pick Iñaki Peña over him, just because I feel like he can do a little more. He also has that shot saving ability, which Chesney is still better at. But I think he's better at coming out. I think he's better at kind of protecting our high line. We've seen it against Madrid a lot. This guy was, out there at the quarter mark with when Madrid was spamming long balls. He was ready. He was ready for it, and he can also be a shot stopper. So I'm a little disappointed that we're not going to get to see him, because this guy earned his spot as the number one, and it just got stripped away because he was 4 minutes late. Then in the midfield, accompanying Fermin Lopez, we got the boys back in town, Casado and Bedri. De Jong had an amazing game, but I don't see Hansi Flick starting him. He will come off the bench. I honestly, I could be mistaken, but if you think about it, Pedri's undisputed. This guy is a baller. He's the best midfielder in the world. You can't bench him when he's fully fit. In the game that we can overtake Liverpool, if we win, we have to have the team as best as possible, which obviously means that Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Lewandowski are going to be starting. Last time I said that, Ferran Torres started, but Lewandowski is going to start this game for sure. Like I don't even have to double, second guess myself. He's going to start. We're going to have a strong lineup versus Atalanta. The only thing I can see is maybe Jules Koundé gets some rest, but I don't think this is the game to give him some rest. Sub him out early if you have to, but I think he has to start, especially with how Atalanta play. We need someone solid in defense on that right back side, because the way that Ruggeri's going to be going up and down that flank, we need Koundé to lock him down. Overall, this is the lineup that's going to be going for it, in my opinion, that Hansi Flick will put out for tomorrow's game, and I don't hate it at all. I don't even care that Chesney's starting. I still really like Chesney. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good lineup. I hope Atalanta, aside from Lickman, have their strongest lineup. I don't wish injuries on anybody. The Lickman thing is going to be in our favor, because they don't have technically their deadliest player, but it will be a match. An amazing match. But let's get to these predictions. Betting tips for this Barcelona game. It was a little more difficult to figure it out, but I did have a 3-leg parlay that will make you minimum 3.7 times your money, and it's going to start off with either Barcelona money line if you're feeling more brave, but if you're not feeling brave enough, you can put Barcelona at plus 0.5 spread, which means they can tie or win, and your bet cashes. Pair that up with Barcelona and Atalanta to go over 3.5 goals and over 7.5 corners. I think that will hit, because it's going to be very intense. It's going to be very back and forth. I see a lot of goals. Like I said, I can see it going up to 5, 6, 7 goals overall. I can see a 4-2, which that's actually my prediction. I think the game's going to be 4-2 to Barcelona, but I can easily see this game going 3-3, a 2-2, maybe 3-2 to Atalanta, 3-2 to Barcelona, but I'm leaning more towards Barcelona. A little bit biased, but a little bit, kind of putting an educational guess into it. But that's my bet. That's my prediction for Barcelona. Vizca Barca, and just have a very entertaining game. Vamos!